Hola gente. We're going to do something a little bit different. I usually get comments from people saying, Heidi, have you done your lips? They look different. So I'm going to show you exactly the steps I take to fake lip fillers, from this to this without lip injections. Yes, it's just makeup. Blood flow, exfoliation, hydration, and makeup, of course.
Between concrete walls, there's a place for us. Do you wanna follow?
Honestly, I have absolutely nothing against fillers. You know, never say never. I do like them on other people. I just have never done that to my face. And I kind of think that they wouldn't look good on me. Like, I have small, semi-hooded eyes. My lips are kind of in line with those small features. I'm not gonna lie, at some point I was seriously considering having, you know, some lip injection fillers or something like that. Especially during my teenage years, you know, you start to question every single part of your body and tear yourself apart in such a toxic way. But I didn't do anything. I didn't act on that because when I look at my face in the mirror, I recognize, you know, my family's features. I get these small, thin lips from my dad and my very small teeth as well. So once again, no judgment at all. Let's get started. I think that many of these tips have not been widely heard about before, but some of them, of course, are the obvious ones, and that's the first one. So one of the things that really helps me is to brush my lips. I usually do this every time I brush my teeth. I have a separate brush to brush my lips. So this does two things. It activates the blood flow, also exfoliates the lips, and gets rid of any dry, dead skin. Sometimes I dry brush and sometimes I just use water, but if I want to do it right, I use a little bit of toothpaste because that minty tingling sensation does really help. You see, that's already a big difference. If you don't want to go in with the toothbrush for whatever reason, or maybe you want to be able to exfoliate your lips on the go, I suggest you get a sugar lip scrub. Feel free to make one yourselves. But this one by this brand AOA Studio is so inexpensive. I think it was less than $1 and it lasts a very long time. You can just take it with you because it's in a tube. And once again, you just need the tiniest amount and tastes like honey and lemon. It serves the same purpose as the toothbrush, removing any dead, dry skin. And as you're massaging and scrubbing, it also increases the blood flow of your lips. It is kind of oily, so it also kind of conditions the lips. It's tempting to lick it because it smells so yummy, but I wouldn't do that if I were you. You can keep going until the sugar grains dissolve completely and just leave the rest to condition your lips, but I'm going to remove it for now. The other thing I do is in the evening and in the morning when I'm doing my skincare routine, I try not to forget about my lips. So right now I'm using La Roche-Posay Cicaplast Barrier Repairing Balm. This is a French one. It's so amazing that I actually have two and I keep one in my purse so that I can, you know, hydrate my lips on the go. It has kind of a waxy texture. It's kind of hard to explain, but a lid goes a very, very long way. I've had this for the longest time. But if you cannot afford a product just like this one, I'm not saying it's not worth it, but there's definitely alternatives. Any drugstore balm will do. Very old one I have by Maybelline. And sometimes I use Vaseline, but before I apply Vaseline, I go in with a hyaluronic acid serum first. The same one I use for my face, I use a little bit on my lips to hydrate, and then I go in and kind of seal that in. So those are all the alternatives. I think they're all pretty good. Now for this next step, I'm going to use a lip plumping serum. I use this one by the brand Plump It. And let me tell you, at the beginning, I was not very excited about this lip plumper, but then with time I started to really appreciate how much it plumps my lips. One click is like and then 2 clicks is hot. So some people cannot stand this lip plumper. It's fine. I don't know, maybe I've gotten used to it First time I used it, I was a little bit like unimpressed. I don't know if the spiciness or whatever makes your lips tingle with this thing is not like fully mixed in, so you get a little bit more on some clicks than in others, but with time I came to really appreciate what this does. You need to apply this and then just let it do its thing. The bad thing about this is if you're going to go and kiss your significant other, yeah, that's kind of a bad idea. But once it fully absorbs, you're fine with kissing someone else and it's not going to irritate their lips. So as you can see, I am quite generous with this. I don't know if you guys can see, it's really tingling and doing its thing. So while that is working, I'm going to show you a couple of things I do as far as makeup to make my lips look a lot fuller. So of course I lip line, and I do that slightly different than most people. I just want them to look slightly plumper on the center. So that's where I'm going to overline the most. So this happens with most lips, but if you see my lips, it's like there's color and then there's a line that's kind of pale, but it's still my lips. It's just discolored. So what I do is I go on this area, on the center of both top and bottom lips. I go slightly over, but just within my lips on that area that is lacking pigment. And the other important thing is that I use a lip liner that has a very similar color than my natural lips. This one is Rimmel London Exaggerate Full Color Lip Liner in 018 Addiction. I've used it for I don't know how many years, and I have backups of this one.
You know that I want to be good for you. You know that I want to be good for you. I do. But sometimes someone was bad for me. Sometimes someone was bad. Oh, can't you see? I'm just being weak.
And then here, I just go within my lips. Now the next thing I do is I've noticed that any harsh lines actually make my lips look thinner. So what I like to do next is to gently tap with one finger, maybe the ring one, just blur and blend.
I think you know that I care for you.
Those lines. Once again, especially up here, 9 out of 10 times, this is almost everything I would do to my lips. But there's a few other things I like to do and I'd like to share with you. I like to highlight my Cupid's bow. I have different ways of doing that, but I always start with a highlighting pencil. It can be a white lip liner. It can be the Benefit Highbrow, which is kind of a very light pinky shade, or it can be the Benefit Contour Pro in the highlighter shade right here. These are all very creamy. They're going to grab onto the next product I'm going to use to highlight my Cupid's bow. So this would be step 1. Let's go ahead and use the white one. So it's 2 lines down the nose, and then it's like a tiny V right there. And there we go. Just blend. Put 3 dots, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here in the center. And once again, blend. It's still very noticeable, but we're going to do a couple more things. So I'm going to take this highlighter, highlight once again the Cupid's bow. The next thing I do is I take a little bit of the contour powder with a small shadow brush. I'm going to accentuate the shadow down here. Just a little bit. Do you see? That kind of creates the illusion of a fuller bottom lip, because naturally full plump lips are, you know, juicy. So when the light comes, they do naturally project a shadow. The next thing that really helps is to layer lip plumpers. So once I've done the Plump It lip serum, I'm going to go on top with this one that has color. This one's the Diorshow Lip Maximizer Hyaluronic Lip Plumper. So it's going to yet again tingle a little bit, but it's also going to add a nice color and shine to the lips and just make them look juicier. And I like to focus on the center of the lips. And finally, I found that gravitating more towards lip glosses is better for a more youthful, fuller look. And I try to stay away from very matte lipsticks that are far too drying, which is the case of many liquid lipsticks, not all of them. If you have like very thin lips like I do recommend Lip Paint by Tarte. Those are really nice and they're not that drying. They're a little bit drying, but a lot less drying than other liquid lipsticks. So yeah, those are all my tricks. How did I do? Enchanté. Please do let me know in the comments below if you have any of your own and if you feel I should try anything else. Like I said, I'm not scared of lip injections, but I do have like several like autoimmune conditions, so I don't think it would be a good idea for me. Things may change down the line, but right now, as long as I can get away with makeup when I want to feel a little bit sexier, just have slightly more youthful looking lips, a little bit of fun, then I think I'll stick to this for a while. Let me know if you want to see any other of my hacks, like faking cheek fillers, younger looking skin, a brow lift, or anything like that. I'd be happy to show you my tricks. And also, I think I will pick up a trick or two from you guys, as I always do. And remember, no matter what comes your way, stay brave. You are a warrior with the heart of an angel, and I will catch up with you all again on my next one. Ciao.